Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is track 2 of the making of my album. I think this video will be shorter than the last one. I had a couple of you being like, wow, 35 minutes to talk about the making of one song, but I think I ended up talking more about how the whole album was made in the first place. Like it wasn't just about the song, it was about kind of everything. But I'll make these a bit shorter as they go forward. But yeah, this song is called I Can't Tell bracket if you're tired bracket. I don't know why I ended up typing it out that way. I think I wanted to call it I Can't Tell, but then I think I can't tell sounds like you can't. I don't know, it didn't actually feel like it fit the song, because what I was talking about, the song was written about specifically this one situation. I remember being I was this was, oh god, how long ago I was this these songs were written so long ago, guys. I'm talking like 10 plus years ago, these kind of scenarios that of like my life, and then I would end up writing something about them. But I was on a date, I think, and this person was just looking at me so blankly, and I couldn't, and I remember in that moment thinking, wow, I can't, like, just literally like staring through me, like really intently, but also without any kind of like, almost without any emotion whilst I was talking. And I was just in this moment thinking, wow, I can't tell if you're just like, don't want to be here. Or if you're just like exhausted by being here, or whether you're actually looking at me with like, you know, with love, and this is actually like deepening for you. I actually couldn't tell what this look was. And it kind of made me write this song. um which is kind of funny, but yeah, I remember thinking back to what to what this looked like as well. And this was a really lovely person as well. I just couldn't tell. And then it kind of prompted me to write a song about like, I guess being clearer with like intentions, I guess, or being a bit more like putting effort where effort might be due, especially when, you know, somebody else is like linked to you in some way. And then I think I kind of took that thought and I ran with it a bit more. So a lot of the song is not actually about this person at all. It's kind of more kind of fabricated and running with the theme. But the initial reason for the song in the first place was because of this one very specific interaction over like dinner. And that's what this song is about. I wanted to put the tired part in because I feel like that was specifically the part that was important, and the bit that I was focusing on the most. Gosh, I can just notice, look how red the corner of my eye is. Ow. I feel like the beginning when I was getting ready this morning, there was like a little bit of mascara like got trapped in my eye, and I was just like trying to get it out with my finger, and now it's clearly I've made it red. If my eye looks red, I promise you I'm okay. I'm not dying, I swear. Anyway, this is the making of I Can't Tell If You're Tired. And this was the first song I ever recorded myself singing and put online, ever. So I will say now, it sounds a lot worse than all of the rest. So I had written this song. At the time, I quite liked it. It's funny how I will write something at the time and go, oh, I really like this, and I'll be like really into the thing that I've written, and then like I look back on it and I kind of don't feel as attached, or not attached. Okay, attached is the wrong word. Just I don't think of it in the higher regard that I put it at the time. It's just interesting, but I was really kind of happy with the song at the time, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be brave, I guess, and maybe I'll post it somewhere, and maybe this will resonate with somebody. Or like, this is the first time I ever posted my music in a public way, anywhere. I didn't have Instagram back then. It was I'm old, okay. But you know, I posted it on Facebook, which I do not use anymore at all. I cannot remember the last time I clicked on my own Facebook. But I recorded this video on my laptop with this mic that we know and love, the Blue Yeti, and I posted it. And I woke up and it had just done relatively well on Facebook. I say well, like, you know, I was posting, if anything I posted was very rarely interacted with. I wasn't a content creator. I wasn't even really an actor fully at that point. It was kind of very early days for me, being graduated, etc. And I just looked now to check, and has almost 7,000 views on Facebook, which I know is not like crazy, but for the first time of me ever posting anything, I was really overwhelmed by that. And and I thought, oh my God. And then suddenly a lot of people had seen it and was sharing it and stuff. And I thought, oh my God, I suddenly felt like really vulnerable. And it was like, oh God, it's everywhere now. It's not everywhere, but it was very, very small circles that had gone somewhere. And that kind of made me go, oh, maybe I should post some more of this stuff. And then after that, I just was way more comfortable with sharing stuff. I kind of just, it ripped the band-aid off, as they say. And I used to record a lot more covers. I've got, like, you probably see on this YouTube channel, like if you scroll back on the music playlist the singing playlist on my YouTube, there's a lot more like acoustic covers on guitar, very badly played by me, and just more originals that have never made it to a studio. There's loads of songs. I have songs that I have never recorded before. There's a whole book of them, really, and I'd love to be able to go back and maybe like tweak them a bit and record them and just put them here somewhere, because it's unlikely that I'll go into a studio again. But this song was the only one on the album that we kept kind of really stripped back from my originals. So I did send him this and I said, I really want this one just to be guitar, really. And so he did the guitar on this, Tom did. And it kind of almost feels a bit like a country song. It just felt very, it remained very acoustic, and it remained very stripped back in comparison to some of the other ones on the album. But God, the original is rough. The original sounded like this. I sound tired even when I'm singing it, to be honest. I'm pretty sure the guitar is slightly out of tune there as well. Sounds it.
I measure your patience by the looks that you send.
I sound young.
And when in your presence,
I can also hear a car driving past the window because it would pick up everything.
more than a friend.
That's so funny.
Where are the flowers? And where is the time?
Aww.
It takes you just hours for you to define.
Where are the flowers and where is the time? It takes you just hours for you to define. I think I was talking about like what is going on here? Like, what are we doing? Are we, is this heading somewhere? Is this not? Do you want this? Do you not? If you do, where's the effort? Like, that's kind of like what this whole song was about, really. But yeah, in the studio, the guitar, it feels like a slightly different key. I think it does. Maybe it feels higher slightly. Oh, he did a bit of a country, like, I love that he added that.
I measure your patience by the looks that you send.
Ugh, so much better.
And when in your presence, I'm more than a friend. But where are the flowers? And where is the time? It takes you just hours for you to define.
He's so good at guitar. It was just so nice. Like, cause I would just send him this draft and then the chords. I would just be like, it's this chord, that chord, and I still only ever know, like, I feel like 6 chords, to be honest with you. And he would just take the bare bones of anything I knew about music and just would do something really, really interesting and just really, really clever with it. But anyway, that was the first verse. And then the chorus sounds like this.
I can't tell if you're tired of falling in love with me. 'Cause you're staring so far through all of the sides of me.
Sounds really
Can't
sad.
tell if you're tired.
Bum, bum.
Can't tell if you're tired. I can't tell if you're tired. I can't tell if you're tired.
Or if we're just wired.
I can't tell if you're tired. Or I'm re-admired. I can't tell if you're tired or if I'm just
So funny. It sounds so on the nose. I feel like it's like I'm just singing a sentence. It's like I can't tell if you're tired or if I'm just not a priority. Like, I can't tell if I'm just not a priority. It doesn't sound like a lyric. Like it doesn't even. It just feels so conversational. But I think at the end of the chorus, I think I was kind of just that was just what I was thinking with the song. I was like, I can't tell if I'm actually just maybe just not high up on the list, and that's why this person was coming across that way. But it was really nice what ended up happening in the studio, I think, because it ended up having more of like this kind of really nice swelling feeling to it. And it's such a gross word, I know, but in music I think it's a really nice word to use, because I felt like it had more space in the studio version.
I can't tell if you're tired of falling in love with me, 'cause you're staring so far through all of the sides of me.
Ooh, cello, I think.
I can't tell if you're tired. Can't tell if you're tired.
Bit of drums as well.
I can't tell if you're tired. Can't tell if you're tired or if we're just wired. I can't tell if you're tired or I'm re-admired. I can't tell if you're tired or if I'm just not a priority.
I forgot we added drums. We did. I forgot we added drums. Yeah, there are a bit of drums in there. I think it's easier to, I'm sure you guys, some of you may think this, and I've definitely had it said to me constantly, I just prefer when it's just you and a guitar. And I completely understand where you're coming from, because I think anything that's in a more stripped back version, if you think of like about pop singers that will have a studio version of a song and then they'll do like a, an unplugged album or whatever, and it sounds, they take all the instruments out of it and they don't have anything in it, it's just them and a guitar. You get to hear that person's voice clearer, you get to hear the lyrics clearer, you get to experience that song in more of a raw way. So I completely understand that notion, and I probably absolutely prefer a lot of my songs as well completely stripped back. But it's when you just have one instrument and a voice, you'll hear a lot of songs that you think are just one instrument that are not actually just one instrument. There's always kind of something else in songs that even feel really stripped back, because sometimes in order for a song to make progress or to feel like it goes somewhere, it needs to have something, even if that is just a little bit of bass or a bit of piano or just something. Because if it is just one instrument and a person's voice, the whole way through, nothing ever really goes anywhere. It doesn't feel like it builds to anything. So it was interesting in the studio seeing what he added to make it feel like the song was going somewhere. It's the only way I can describe it, really. And I think with this, I was happy with how stripped back it still felt, with the kind of necessary additional parts that made it feel like it had a journey to it instead. But yeah, then we have verse 2.
I wonder how fire can burn out for you.
This is my favorite lyric actually in the song.
And yet take me higher, give me more of a view. But where is the thoughtfulness that burns on your skin?
Bad guitar playing in the background. Gosh, that guitar playing.
The lies that you spin. I can't tell if you're tired of falling in love with me.
I guess you have to, like, you can see that I'm trying to do something different with the guitar, so it doesn't just keep sounding the same the whole way through. I think that's pretty normal, I suppose. Just giving it a bit more of a staccato gaps.
I can't tell if you're tired. I can't tell if you're tired.
Or if we're just wired.
I can't tell if you're tired. Or I'm re-admired. I can't tell if you're tired. Or if I'm just not a priority.
I was always recording these songs. I used to live, this is before I had like housemates or I had friends live with me for different periods of time. I lived by myself. I had a whole house to myself for very low rent. It was a friend that had it was a friend's partner's mum's friend who had this house that was it needed a lot of work on it, and so she couldn't put it on the market. So I stayed in this house for not as much as it should have been, whilst she did some work on it and was getting it kind of prepared to actually be rented or properly sold. So I had a whole space to myself, and I would just be always gaming and recording and singing, and it was so nice as a creative person. If anyone is a creative person that's watching, if you are a singer or anything really, it's so nice to have really uninterrupted and unheard space to make things, which I struggle with now. I don't if I know people are listening to me, or if someone's hearing me make something or sing something, it just does such a different, even if I'm doing an audition, I'm recording an audition, and somebody's in the house, I feel so much more conscious, and I don't feel like I do as much of a authentic job, because I'm aware of the feeling of being watched. And in this time when I wrote so many of these songs and I was testing things and I was recording all this stuff on GarageBand, I felt very I was just truly alone in the best way that a Cancerian introvert could be. I felt like I was really able to make things the way that I wanted to, and I could spend as long as I wanted doing that without interrupting anybody. I would stay up a lot making even just a draft like this. It would be a lot of moving things around. If I was adding harmonies, this is not one of those songs, but some songs I had a lot of harmonies that I was putting underneath, and changing the level on all of them and adding effects, or adding reverb, or checking, adding all this stuff. I'd write a song, I'd record it, and from 11 o'clock at night till 5 in the morning, I would be sat on the laptop just making sure that I was happy with the draft. And that was just one of these silly kind of GarageBand things. And so no wonder the album took 4 years, because it wasn't just between me and Tom having free time, but it was also, I think we were both pretty perfectionist on every little bit. Oh, that doesn't sound right, can we add this, can we take that down? I would hear things that he didn't quite hear, and I would get him to listen to it again and again so he could hear what I meant, so he could remove it or something like that. And yeah, I really missed that time. It was a great time. But yes, so sorry, gosh, chatting away. Then second verse to chorus in the studio version. Tom, down.
I wonder how fire can burn out for you, and yet take me higher, give me more of a view.
I think I really like that lyric the most, because I feel like it's such a relatable thing for not just that situation, but just in general. I wonder how fire can burn out for you and yet take me higher, give me more of a view. Because I think there's a lot of times in my life maybe that I've related to where it's the more distant something feels for one person can kill something, or make it lesser. And then for someone else just makes them miss it more or want it more. And I think that was what I was meaning in those lyrics there, which is why I think I really like the descriptive, the way I found a way, I think, of describing that in that lyric.
But where is the thoughtfulness that burns on your skin? Time it takes you to undress the lies that you spin.
I would also like to preface, this person did not lie to me whatsoever. That was just artistic license. There was no lies. I've been very rarely lied to in my life, and been honestly, generally treated very well in relationships, I will say. So that was just purely artistic license and fabrication, because I felt like it fitted with the song. And I, not every song is going to make every single line is going to be true necessarily. I think some things are kind of stretched and moved. Some things are completely true and utterly about one thing. But I think sometimes I would mix different feelings and thoughts into one song. But yeah, just want to preface that I was actually not lied to in that.
I can't tell if you're tired of falling in love with me. 'Cause you're staring so far
So that's
through all of the sides of me.
guitar, drums, cello.
I can't tell if you're tired.
Not cello.
Can't tell if you're tired.
Double bass? What's that one?
Can't tell if
Bom.
you're tired. Can't tell if you're tired or if we're just wired. I can't tell if you're tired or I'm re-admired. I can't tell if you're tired or if I'm just not a priority.
I just realized a cello is more like a deep sounding violin, right? So that's not what that is. I'm just talking about the pluck one. That's a bass. That's a double bass. I'm actually genuinely going to Google. Yes, double bass. Bong, ba-bum, ba-bum, bum, bum, bum. Acoustic bass. Yeah, there we go. A cello is more like an actual stringed, like you would. I'm learning so much about my own instruments today. And then we have the bridge. I don't know if I like the bridge as much as I want to for this. I think it works better in the studio version. I was more happy with it in the studio than I was here, I think. I can't remember that. Let me play it.
Devoted to a simpler time from when we were away. But when the high has hit the low, you just forget to play.
Oh,
The game's
Anna.
made to try again.
What is that?
That's why we have the rules. If neither of us wins today, then which of us will lose?
Okay, interesting. So I think sometimes when I have been writing stuff, I've made it cheesier than it needed to have been for the sake of maybe it rhyming or for the sake of maybe it just like fitting the rhythm. And there are songs that I've written where I'm like, every single word that I've said in this, I'm pleased with because I mean it. And then I think sometimes every now and again I'd be like, oh, I wish that I had been able to articulate that better. And I think that's probably why I'm feeling this way about the bridge. Games were made to try again. That's why we have the rules. I know what I mean by that, but it's not clear. And then if neither of us wins today, then which of us will lose? And I feel like I get that it rhythmically makes sense. It rhyme poetically makes sense. But I wanted to word that better, I think. But I'm glad. I like in this version more that the end of the sentence goes down.
Then which of us will lose?
Then which of us will lose? Because I feel like in the studio version we go up, and I wish that we'd gone down on it actually, like gone down at the end instead. Oh,
Devoted to
go on, Tom.
a simpler time from when we were away. But when the high has hit the low, you just forget to play.
His guitar in the background is so good.
The games were made to try again.
We doubled it,
That's why we have the rules.
which I think adds a different niceness, depth to it.
Neither of us wins
On that line.
today. Then which of us will lose?
Yeah, it goes up. I don't know which I prefer.
I can't tell if you're tired. Can't tell if you're tired. Can't tell if you're tired. I can't tell if you're tired or if you're just wired. I can't tell if you're tired or I'm re-admired. I can't tell if you're tired or if I'm just not a priority.
I will say I am happy, and I do like the vocal on that. Like I think it sounds nice, and I'm happy with how it was sung. Yeah, of all the ones on my album that you know, I have very mixed feelings about almost everything I do. I'm sure people that are perfectionists can feel that way. It's rare that I'm like 100% happy, proud of everything that I've done. But like I'm happy with the vocal on that studio version. I think it sounds nice. I like how it sounds tonally, and yeah, I'm proud of that. I think the vocal on it. I don't know how this one ended though. It's been a long time since I listened to these. Is it just another chorus again? What am I doing? Oh, big again.
Can't tell if you're tired.
Oh,
I can't tell if you're tired.
interesting.
Or if you're just wired. I can't tell if you're tired. Or I'm re-admired. I can't tell if you're tired. Or if I'm just not a priority.
Gosh, I really slow that down at the end. And then, yeah, it's just, this is why having a professional helps, because some things that you think work don't work as well until somebody that knows what they're talking about will take it and show you a little bit something different. But yeah, thank you for watching another little ep of the making of my album, track 2. I will be back with track 3. I'm sure, not sure when. Maybe it'll be next week, or maybe there'll be a game next week. I'm just going to pop these in. Honestly, Wednesdays on this channel, you never know what's going to happen. You never know what you're going to get. Who freaking knows? Unless I'm in the middle of like a big playthrough. I'm just popping stuff here once a week that I know that I kind of want to make, or games that I know are in my backlog and I want to play, or something like that. So yeah, as always, I will leave you with the full original if anyone is interested in hearing it uninterrupted. So this is the very original draft, the very first song I ever put online anywhere, actually in video form, because I recorded it with video. This is I Can't Tell If You're Tired.
Patience by the looks that you send, and when in your presence I'm more than a friend. But where are the flowers, and where is the time? It takes you just hours for you to define. I can't tell if you're tired of falling in love with me, 'cause you're staring so far through all of the sides of me. I can't tell if you're tired. Tell if you're tired. I can't tell if you're tired. I can't tell if you're tired, or if we're just wired. I can't tell if you're tired, or I'm re-admired. I can't tell if you're tired, or if I'm just not a priority. Take me higher, give me more of a view. But where is the thoughtfulness that burns on your skin? The time it takes you to undress, the lies that you spin. I can't tell if you're tired of falling in love with me, 'cause you're staring so far through all of the sides of me. I can't tell if you're tired. I can't tell if you're tired. can't tell if you're tired. I can't tell if you're tired, or if we're just wired. I can't tell if you're tired, or I'm re-admired. I can't tell if you're tired, or if I'm just not a priority. Devoted to a simpler time from when we were away. But when the high has hit the low, you just forget to play. The games were made to try again. That's why we have the rules. If neither of us wins today, then which of us will lose? 'Cause I can't tell if you're tired. I can't tell if you're tired, or if you're just wired. I can't tell if you're tired, or I'm re-admired. I can't tell if you're tired, or if I'm just not a priority.